Have you ever wondered why even small bumps or slips can lead to fractures as we get older? Did you know that roughly 1 in 3 people over 50 will experience a bone-related injury at some point? Imagine that everyday foods or simple habits you trust might actually be undermining your bone strength without you realizing it. In this video, we'll dive into the 10 foods and common mistakes seniors should avoid to keep bones strong. Before we start, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from. I'd love to know and say hello to each of you. Number 1, high sodium intake. Have you ever paused to think about how that extra pinch of salt at the table or a handful of salty chips might affect your bones over time? When you eat a lot of salty or highly processed foods, your body holds on to extra sodium and in the process of balancing sodium levels can end up flushing out more calcium in urine. Calcium is a cornerstone mineral for keeping bones dense and strong. If too much calcium is lost and not replaced through diet or supplements, the body may draw on bone stores, gradually leading to weaker bones. You might ask yourself, is my occasional snack really that big a deal? In moderation, an occasional treat is fine, but for seniors whose bones are already going through age-related changes, repeated exposure to high sodium can tip the balance. Many processed foods, canned soups, packaged snacks, deli meats, pre-mixed sauces hide surprising amounts of salt. Even seemingly harmless staples like bread or certain cereals may add to daily sodium load if eaten often. Your kidneys work to keep sodium balanced, and in doing so, calcium can get excreted alongside. Over weeks, months, and years, this slow but steady loss can weaken bones. A practical shift is to gradually cook more home-prepared meals, seasoning with herbs, spices, garlic, lemon, or vinegar instead of salt-heavy mixes. Getting into the habit of checking nutrition labels helps. Look for lower sodium versions or products labeled "no salt added," but still read the fine print, since even reduced sodium items can contain more salt than you expect. Think about small swaps, fresh vegetables instead of canned ones, or rinse canned vegetables, unseasoned nuts instead of salted ones, and homemade dressings instead of bottled sauces. Each time you choose a lower sodium option, you help keep calcium in your body rather than losing it, supporting bone density. Over time, mindful seasoning and label awareness become second nature, strengthening not only your bones, but also your overall well-being. By reducing sodium gradually, you empower yourself. It's a change you control daily, and each meal becomes an opportunity to protect your bones against fragility and fractures. Number 2, excessive caffeine consumption. Do you look forward to your morning coffee ritual or find comfort in afternoon tea or even a fizzy caffeinated soda? A modest amount of caffeine can be enjoyable, but too much may nudge your body toward losing more calcium than it holds on to. Caffeine can increase calcium excretion in urine. If you drink several cups of coffee or tea a day without making sure you get enough calcium, that small extra loss can add up. You might wonder how much caffeine is too much for someone my age. For many seniors, keeping intake around 2 cups of regular coffee daily or its equivalent in tea is usually safe, provided calcium intake is adequate. But if you're having 4 or more cups or sipping cola, energy drinks, or multiple cups of black tea, you may be exceeding a moderate level. The good news is the effect is modest and manageable. One simple strategy is to pair a caffeinated drink with a calcium-rich snack. Have a glass of milk or a yogurt alongside coffee, or follow tea with a small portion of cheese and whole grain crackers. You could experiment by cutting back a cup of coffee or switching one serving to decaffeinated or herbal tea, especially later in the day. Spacing caffeinated drinks away from main calcium-rich meals helps too, so caffeine doesn't interfere with absorbing calcium from food. Maybe you enjoy a latte made with milk or a calcium-fortified plant-based alternative. That way you savor the ritual and support bone health simultaneously. If you notice jitteriness or sleep disturbances, that's a cue to cut back. It isn't about eliminating caffeine entirely. Rituals can bring comfort, but about enjoying it intelligently. Ask yourself, could a mid-afternoon herbal or decaf alternative satisfy the taste while easing calcium loss? By keeping caffeine within moderate limits and balancing it with bone-supportive choices, you maintain both alertness and skeletal strength. Number 3, excessive alcohol consumption. A glass of wine or a celebratory toast can lift spirits, yet regular heavy drinking may weaken bones over time. Alcohol affects how the body absorbs and uses key nutrients like calcium and vitamin D, both vital for bone maintenance. In seniors whose bone remodeling already shifts toward loss, alcohol-related interference can hasten fragility. You might ask, what counts as too much? Generally, having more than 1 drink a day for women or 2 for men risks health areas including bones. Alcohol can hamper nutrient absorption in the gut, impair the liver's role in activating vitamin D, and disrupt hormones that regulate bone turnover. Beyond that, alcohol use can affect balance and reflexes, raising fall risk. For someone whose bones may already be thinning, a fall can lead to serious fractures. If you've ever noticed wobbly steps or memory lapses after drinking, these are cues to reassess habits. Consider reserving alcohol for truly special occasions rather than daily use. You could switch to non-alcoholic alternatives that still feel festive, sparkling water with fruit slices, herbal mocktails, or lightly flavored kombucha. When you do choose alcohol, pair it with balanced meals rich in calcium and vitamin D, say a small glass of wine alongside a dish containing dairy or fortified plant-based ingredients. Reducing alcohol often improves sleep quality, mood, and overall health, further benefiting bone metabolism. If cutting back feels challenging, set a weekly limit, enlist a friend for accountability, or gradually reduce quantity. You might replace an evening drink habit with a short walk or relaxation exercise. Each thoughtful decision helps preserve calcium absorption, hormone balance, and reduces fall risk. This isn't moralizing, it's practical care for your body. By treating alcohol as an occasional treat rather than a routine, you offer your bones a better chance to stay strong. Number 4, soda and sugary drinks. That fizzy soda or sweetened beverage can feel refreshing, especially on hot days, but frequent consumption can subtly undermine bone health. Many sodas contain phosphoric acid, which may disrupt the balance of phosphorus and calcium in the body. When phosphorus levels rise without enough calcium, the body can draw calcium from bones to restore equilibrium, slowly weakening them. On top of that, sugary drinks often replace healthier options like milk or fortified plant-based beverages, reducing intake of bone-supportive nutrients. You might think, I only drink a soda now and then. Occasional soda is not a disaster, but habitual patterns matter. Even diet sodas carry their own downsides by encouraging choices that displace nutrient-rich drinks. For seniors aiming to preserve bone density, each habitual soda is a missed opportunity for hydration that also nourishes. Consider swapping 1 soda per day for sparkling water with a splash of natural fruit juice or slices of citrus, berries, or cucumber. If you crave sweetness, try homemade iced herbal teas flavored with mint or ginger, or infuse water with fresh fruit overnight. These swaps maintain enjoyment of a cool, flavored drink without acids or excess sugar. Sugar in beverages fuels inflammation, and chronic inflammation can tip bone remodeling toward breakdown. Studies have linked regular soda consumption to a higher fracture risk over time. Think about your daily routines. Could you replace 1 sugary drink with a smoothie made from yogurt or fortified plant milk blended with fruit? That way you hydrate, satisfy a craving for flavor or sweetness, and supply protein, calcium, and other nutrients. If you miss fizz, sparkling mineral water with a small amount of 100% juice or a sprig of herbs offers texture and taste. By making these small beverage swaps, you reduce hidden acid and sugar intake, protect calcium balance, and support bones. Over months, this approach becomes second nature, helping you maintain strength and lower fracture risk. Number 5, high sugar and refined carbohydrates. It may surprise you that sweet pastries, candies, and refined carbohydrate staples can impact bone health beyond immediate calorie concerns. Diets high in sugar and refined carbs can promote inflammation, and chronic inflammation shifts the body's balance toward bone breakdown rather than formation. Additionally, filling up on sugary foods often crowds out space for nutrient-dense options. If you snack on cookies or sweetened cereals, you may eat less of foods rich in calcium, magnesium, vitamin K, or protein that bones need. Over time, regular indulgence in white bread, pastries, desserts, and other refined items can indirectly deprive your skeleton of raw materials. You might think, an occasional treat won't matter. True, occasional treats fit into a balanced life. The issue arises when treats become everyday staples. Frequent insulin spikes from high-sugar meals may also affect bone turnover through hormone pathways. Research suggests that poor blood sugar control is linked to lower bone density or poorer bone quality. So when you reach for a cookie around mid-afternoon, consider pairing it with a handful of nuts or a piece of cheese to slow sugar absorption and provide protein. Better yet, plan balanced snacks. Greek yogurt with berries, whole grain toast with nut butter, or raw vegetables dipped in hummus. These options satisfy hunger and reduce inflammation triggers. If you love baking, try tweaking recipes to reduce sugar. Use mashed banana or applesauce as partial substitutes, choose whole grain flour instead of refined, and add spices like cinnamon or vanilla to boost flavor without excess sweetness. Small culinary experiments can yield satisfying results and help your palate adapt to less intensely sweet tastes. Ask yourself, how can I tweak favorite snacks to be kinder to my bones? Over weeks, these adjustments accumulate, reducing inflammatory stress on bone cells and leaving room for more bone-friendly nutrients in your diet. Number 6, excessive oxalate and phytate intake without balanced calcium. Leafy greens, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes often get high praise for fiber and nutrients, but some contain compounds, oxalates and phytates, that can bind to minerals like calcium in the gut, making them less available for absorption. Does that mean tossing spinach or whole grains out? Not at all. These foods offer many benefits, but if you rely heavily on them without ensuring enough calcium elsewhere, you might unintentionally reduce overall calcium absorption. For seniors whose baseline absorption may already be lower, this balance is important. Picture a meal of spinach salad or bran cereal without accompanying calcium sources. Oxalates or phytates may latch onto small amounts of calcium from plant foods or other items and escort it out of the body. Over time, subtle effects like this can influence bone mineral availability. Instead of eliminating these nutritious foods, focus on pairing them wisely. When enjoying a handful of nuts or a bowl of oatmeal, include a yogurt-based dip or sprinkle cheese on top. If you love spinach, lightly steam it and serve alongside a dish containing dairy or fortified plant milk. Cooking some legumes and pairing them with calcium-rich sides or sauces helps ensure extra calcium competes for absorption. You might wonder which combinations work best. Try oatmeal made with milk instead of water, topped with fruit and seeds, bean chili served with a dollop of yogurt or grated cheese, or whole grain bread with almond butter plus a glass of fortified plant milk. Lightly steaming certain greens can slightly reduce oxalate content, though it may also affect other nutrients, so balance is key. Through mindful meal design, seeing each plate as a puzzle where calcium and binding foods find the right partners, you gain nutrient variety without sacrificing bone support. This interactive approach encourages experimentation. Next time you prepare a grain bowl or salad, consciously add a calcium source. Over weeks, these pairing habits boost absorption and help keep bones denser. Embrace these combinations as simple kitchen challenges, celebrating small wins in taste and health while preserving the fiber, protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and antioxidants that whole foods deliver. This balanced perspective empowers you to enjoy diverse foods while safeguarding bone strength. Number 7, trans fats and hydrogenated oils. You've likely heard that trans fats are bad for heart health, but they can also affect bones indirectly. Hydrogenated oils, often lurking in packaged snacks, margarine, and many fried foods, may interfere with vitamin K activity and other nutrients vital for bone metabolism. Vitamin K plays a role in the process that binds calcium into bone tissue. If your diet includes too many trans fats or hydrogenated oils displacing healthier fats, skeletal health can suffer. Regularly eating foods fried in these oils or processed baked goods packed with trans fats may promote low-grade inflammation and reduce intake of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that support nutrient absorption. You might ask, how can I keep enjoying crunchy treats without harming my bones? Look for snacks made with minimal processing, air-popped popcorn drizzled lightly with olive oil, homemade snack bars using oats, nuts, seeds, and natural binders like mashed fruit or honey, or oven-baked vegetable chips. When cooking at home, swap margarine or shortening for olive oil, avocado oil, or other unprocessed oils, using them sparingly but mindfully. Reading labels is key. Avoid anything listing partially hydrogenated oils. Even small amounts from multiple sources add up. If you love baked goods, try recipes that rely on banana, applesauce, or Greek yogurt to add moisture instead of hydrogenated fats. These substitutes can satisfy cravings for texture or richness while preserving bone-friendly nutrient profiles. Reducing trans fats also lowers inflammation, supporting a healthier environment for bone remodeling. Number 8, inadequate calcium and vitamin D intake. Let's talk about two superstar nutrients for bones, calcium and vitamin D. As we get older, our bodies may absorb nutrients less efficiently, yet bones still need a steady supply of calcium to stay strong, and vitamin D to help absorb that calcium. Many seniors unintentionally fall short. You might think you get enough calcium from diet, but changes in appetite, dietary restrictions, or limited sun exposure often create gaps. Generally, adults over 50 aim for around 1,000 to 1,200 milligallons of calcium daily and about 800 to 1,000 IU of vitamin D, though individual needs vary. Low vitamin D is common in older adults, less time outdoors, changes in skin's ability to produce it, and certain medications can reduce levels. When vitamin D is low, calcium absorption falters, prompting the body to draw from bone stores and weakening them. How can you know if you're low? A blood test for vitamin D levels is the reliable route. Discussing this with your healthcare provider is wise, especially if you've had fractures or spend little time in sunlight. For calcium, tracking your meals for a week can reveal shortfalls. Do you include dairy like milk, yogurt, cheese, or fortified plant-based milks? Leafy greens can help, though pairing smartly is important to overcome binding compounds. Other sources include tofu prepared with calcium, canned fish with bones, and legumes. If diet alone falls short, supplements may fill gaps, but they shouldn't replace whole foods entirely and should be taken under guidance to avoid excessive intake. Number 9, sedentary lifestyle and lack of weight-bearing exercise. Bones need movement. When you stress them through weight-bearing and resistance activities, they respond by building strength. If you spend most of your time sitting or doing only non-weight-bearing activities like swimming or cycling, your bones may miss the stimulus to maintain density. For seniors, activity often declines due to joint discomfort or fear of falls, but avoiding load-bearing movement can accelerate bone loss. You might think, I'm too fragile to exercise, yet gentle, tailored activities can be both safe and beneficial. Simple walking, dancing to favorite music, light jogging if joints allow, stair climbing at a slow pace, or standing exercises like gentle squats or heel raises with support if needed, provide bone-loading signals. Resistance training using bands or light weights helps too. Aim for short but consistent sessions, say 20 or 30 minutes on most days, to send regular signals to bones. You don't need a gym, use household items for resistance, take brief walks around the neighborhood, or follow senior-focused videos that emphasize balance and strength. If safety worries arise, involve a friend or family member for companionship, use sturdy chairs or rails for support, and start slowly, increasing time and intensity as comfort grows. Ask, can I add a short walk after meals? Or could I try standing leg exercises while watching television? These small moves turn sedentary patterns into active routines that boost bone and muscle health and reduce fall risk. Number 10, smoking and other lifestyle mistakes. Have you paused to consider how certain habits quietly undermine bone health? Smoking is a major culprit. Toxins in tobacco interfere with bone-forming cells, reduce blood flow to bone tissue, and can alter hormone levels vital for maintenance. If you have a history of smoking, decades of exposure may have already reduced bone density, raising fracture risk. Even if you quit recently, recognizing accumulated impact motivates bone strengthening actions now. Beyond smoking, other lifestyle patterns can weaken bones. Excessive long-term use of some medications like steroids without protective strategies, chronic undereating or malnutrition, extreme dieting or insufficient protein intake. Many seniors cut back on protein out of concern for kidneys or heart, but too little protein impairs bone matrix formation. It's about balance. Choose lean protein sources like fish, poultry, beans, or dairy, paired with vegetables and whole grains. Smoking cessation is non-negotiable. Quitting helps halt further bone damage, improve circulation, and nutrient delivery. If quitting feels hard, seek support. Counseling, nicotine replacement, or medications can assist. Consider other habits. Poor sleep, unmanaged stress, or excessive caffeine and alcohol intake also influence hormones linked to bone metabolism. Working on sleep hygiene, stress relief practices like gentle meditation or breathing exercises, and moderating stimulants all support bone health. Ask, which small habit change could most benefit my bones today? Maybe plan a bone-friendly meal, commit to a quit smoking step, review medications with your doctor to mitigate bone side effects. If you need steroids, discuss bone protective supplements or medications to preserve density. Thank you for joining me today. If these tips resonated, let me know which change you plan to try first and share any experiences you've had. Your insights help others too. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss more practical advice for healthy aging. Feel free to ask questions or suggest topics in the comments. Stay strong, take care of those bones, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello again to everyone tuning in from wherever you are.